Okay, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Muhammad Irfan, and today I'm going to deliver the lecture or our first session for the fundamental of health and safety. Fundamentals means the basic things like the basic requirements, some definitions, abbreviations, and some basic knowledge about health and safety. The aim of this course is to give you a clear idea what health and safety means, how it works, what are the duties of health and safety professionals, or let's say safety officers or permit receivers on the workplace, what are their roles, what are their rights, what they are supposed to do in their everyday life, and how they have to come and how they have to prepare for an interview. So it's very basic, it's very easy. I designed this course as much easy as I can without any difficult language, without any issues or without any jargons or special characters. So hope you guys will understand. Anyhow, if there is any doubt or anything not clear to you, please let me know by end of the session and we will clarify this one. The medium or the language of this session, it will be English only. And the reason is you are not going to talk in your native language during your interviews or during your job. You have to understand English and you have to speak it as well in your workplace because you are going to work with multiple nationalities, like there can be Pakistanis, Indians, Chinese, Korean, Saudis, Egyptians, etc., etc. So please be prepared, and I will try to keep a low pace so that I can deliver the message or I can deliver the content as much as easily can be delivered. After this session, you will be able to identify and define safety things, safety conditions, what is safety, what are risk, hazards, consequences. These things you will be aware, and you will be able to work in a workplace in any construction or oil and gas site. Okay, let's start without wasting any other time. So this is the purpose, objectives, definitions, then duties of site or field safety officers, general site safety, common construction activities, construction safety modules. We have from module 1 to 8 and for the construction activities, and module 9 is about emergency response. So I just mentioned here Saudi Aramco safety handbook because this is like designed for Saudi people or mostly in Saudi Arabia. In other countries you may have code of practices, maybe you have SOPs or some different things. This is just for example for the understanding of the learners, that we have something references or standards or guidelines which we are following in each region. These guidelines, it can be life-saving rule, it can be general instructions, or it can be code of practices or SOPs. They vary from one country to other country, they vary from one company to other company, and they vary from one client to other client. Maybe one client is using code of practices and the other client is using something different. They name their safety protocols or safety standards in a different way. So this is just a matter of name, and here it's included safety handbook, or LSR means life saving rule, and GI means general instructions. This is just included for reference. So purpose, as I mentioned, you will be able to define safety. You will be able to know what are the standard practices or what are the standard things who you or as a safety professional you need to know. You will be able by end of this session. So this is the objective. Objective of any safety officer, safety personnel, or safety manager, whatever we can name, and based on their trades or position. The purpose is same: to save the peoples, to save the humans, to save machines, to save the company from legal actions, to save the assets of the company, to save the environment. These are the purpose why a safety officer is being deployed on the site. It's not a matter that we have to spend 10 hours on the workplace and we get a handsome salary by end of the month. This is not the purpose. This is a secondary thing. But being a human, being a Muslim, even in any religion, the safety of the humans is top priority. It's Muslim, being a Muslim, it's we have started the safety from Almighty Allah, from the God. Like Allah created us as a human with good body shape, and He don't want us to damage our body. What if we damage others? It's not possible. It's not It's not allowed. It's not permitted in Islam and also in any other religion. So morally, we are living in a human world, in a civilized world, where we have to take care of the others surrounded us. It can be community members, it can be flora and fauna. Flora means even the trees, the plants, greenery. We need to take care of that. That we call environment. And animals living around, moving around, the birds, pigeons, etc. So we need to take care of them. These are like some objectives and the purpose why we are designed as safety people. What is our role in the workplace? Okay, this is like some general things. What we are implementing in the site daily, that we will be discussing in the coming slide. Okay, now safety and health definitions, safety, hazard, and risk. So what is safety? Safety is a condition. Safety is not a product. Safety is not a outcome of some chemical process. Safety is a condition where we feel safe. For example, we are constructing a house. We need to climb up on the roof to put some materials. So if there is no ladder, if there is no staircase provided, we are not safe. We are just taking the support from some containers, some other makeshift or homemade techniques, and it's evident that a lot of people fell down by while working at height and they died. They got body part damaged, they got fractured, they got injured, like many health effects happen. But if there is a proper staircase or scaffolding or work at height platform is provided and people are climbing up gently and calmly and there is no harm, there is no damage happen to anything, to humans, to machines, to equipment, or to the property, that is a condition which called safety. Another example, you are driving a motorbike. So you are driving on the speed of, let's say, 70 or 80. You are just following the all safety rules. You have license. You check before moving that your motorbike or car is in a good condition. The tires have good air. You have adequate fuel. The engine is not heat up. Seat belt you are wearing. You are wearing. If you are driving a motorbike, you are wearing gloves. You are wearing helmet, and all precautions you are taking, following the speed signages, traffic signals, means you are moving safely. On the other hand, if the car have a lot of issues, there is a vibration, there is a noise from the engine, there is jerks from the engine, there is no seat belt, or someone coming from behind and hit you, that means you are not safe. While you are mentally and physically safe and you feel comfortable doing something, that is a condition called safety. So I think the message is clear now. This is safety. And hazard is something which can cause harm to anyone. I'm not going with all this bookish material. I'm just trying to explain it. A hazard is something, anything or any event which have potential to cause harm to humans. For example, fire. We need to use fire in our daily life a lot, but fire is a hazard because fire have the potential, fire have the power to cause harm. We can get burned from fire, there can be smoke from fire, and many other issues can happen. Similar to that, electricity. Electricity is also a daily routine life use. We cannot live without electricity, but electricity can harm us. It can damage us. It can damage our houses in case of short circuit. It can damage human organs in case of electric shock. So these things are our daily life usable things, but still they are hazard. So in simple, anything which have potential to cause harm or which have power to cause harm to humans, to environment, or to the property, that is called as hazard. Risk. Risk is the likelihood or probability that a person will be harmed or experience an adverse health effect if exposed to hazard. Now, if we are talking about a chemical, let's say any acid which we use to clean somehow, so or any other cleaning detergent because they have some kind of chlorine and extensive or more concentration of chlorine. So if that is a hazard, and acid is a hazard, what if that hazard hit your hand, your bare skin, directly that acid came into contact with your hand? What will happen? Hand will burn, your body part, your skin will be irritated, it will penetrate inside the skin. it can lead to adverse effects, but this is something very basic which immediately happen, like burn to your hand. That is risk. So acid is a hazard, and when it have effect on your body, that is a situation where we call risk. And when we are using the acid and everyone is safe, no harm to the humans, no harm to us personals, no harm to the environment, no spillage, like everything goes smoothly and everything is in control, that is a condition which causes safety. So this is basic definitions about health, safety, risk, and hazard. I'll give you an example scenario, like a wet floor in a construction site or in an office. When they are cleaning or they are doing some water spray to dump the soil, to dump the dust, so they are putting water, or let's say in the office they are using some cleaning, some detergent, some cleaning agents which are slippery, like soap or liquid. That is a hazard. Like if someone walking on a wet surface, he can slip and he can fall down. That is a hazard. So what is the risk? The likelihood that a worker will slip and fall if they walk on the wet surface, which could result an injury. So when someone is walking on the wet floor or wet surface, he will slip, he will get injured. That injury is our risk. That is our risk. And safety. No safety come in place. Implementing measures such as using warning signs, promptly cleaning up the spills, and ensuring workers wear appropriate footwear to prevent the slip and falls. This is safety. Like we have a wet surface, we have a risk, hazard and risk are available. So what safety have to do? Safety have to put signages around that wet area so that people will aware, they can see that this area is wet, there is a chances of slipping, so they will not move into that area, they will keep away. Or if they have to move, they will use appropriate footwear, like proper safety shoes they will use, which are anti-slippery. This is the role of safety. So when there is a hazard available and there is a risk associated to that hazard, and safety measures are in place, like a condition being created that no one will slip and he will not fall down, he will not get injured, that is safety. This is example scenario of this three things for safety, risk, and hazards. Now we will talk about the duties of safety officers in a construction site. Why I mention construction site? Because most of us, or like 80% of the people, are working in construction sites. Even the oil and gas projects, still there is construction. We are like constructing the projects, we are constructing the gas plants, we are constructing the tanks, we are constructing the buildings. So these are all support to oil and gas facility. So basically our main focus is on the construction sites. This construction consists on civil activities, mechanical activities, underground, above ground, overhead activities. It covers everything. You will see in some of the pictures lately. So what are the responsibilities of safety officer? He need to ensure that health and safety policy is communicated and implemented. Every company, every organization, they have a health and safety policy. Health and safety policy is a document which is mentioning the aim of the organization, their targets and objectives, like how they are going to complete their task, their assignments, their projects without affecting anyone, without causing any harm to humans, property, and the environment. So that is called health and safety policy. So as a safety officer, it's my duty to ensure that people are aware about the safety policy of my organization. This need to be placed on the rest shelters, in the notice board, in the signboards, or it can be communicated with the workers during the daily safety talk, during the toolbox talk meetings, during any safety meetings, it need to be communicated to them. This is one of the responsibility of safety officer. Then risk assessment and hazard identification. Conducting the risk assessment is not the purely duty of safety officer, but he have to support his supervisors, his managers. He have to ensure that all the hazards in that area are being counted. He have to review. If he found something missing in the document of risk assessment and some hazards are present on site, he have to communicate that with his management, with his supervision team, so that these hazards can be counted. And once they include the hazards, they will include the associated control measures. Then safety inspections and audits. He have to conduct daily safety inspections. How to conduct any morning or every morning he have to enter to the workplace. He need to check that access and egress is available, it's clear, there is no obstructions, emergency response numbers, medical team numbers, supervisors numbers are available in the workplace. People have adequate required PPEs, personal protective equipments, they are trained, the work permit is being obtained and implemented. If there is a chances of fire, fire extinguishers are available. If they are using equipments, you have to ensure that equipments are inspected, daily checklist available, there is no hydraulic or any other leakage in the machine, there should be no damage to the machine should be in safe condition. The operator of the machine or the driver should have required certifications and trainings, like any unauthorized person is not allowed. These are the part of inspections. He need to check these things in his daily life. Then he have to ensure that people are trained. If not, he have to give training. He need to participate in the small trainings or small safety talks on the site to ensure that workers are aware about the hazards in that workplace. Then he have to take part in incident investigation, emergency preparedness. Being human, whenever we start a vehicle or a car, we think what will happen. Unfortunately, we are being somehow prepared for an accident. Like if someone is overspeeding, how I have to prevent myself? Like what I have to do if someone is just suddenly apply brake in front of me, what I have to do? That is called emergency response. So on site, we have a lot of machines, equipments, heavy equipments, cranes, lifting work, excavations, confined spaces, etc., etc. So we need to ensure that we and all the team members are safe. So we have to check that if there is something gone wrong, if there is an incident happened, how we have to protect ourselves and our colleagues. That is called emergency preparedness. That we need to ensure that it's being counted and people are aware. This is one of the responsibility as safety professional on site. And this one is very important. Reasons to implement health and safety. Three great reasons to implement health and safety in the workplace. I will explain this, and this will be our last slide, by the way, today. And tomorrow we will continue. Moral, legal, and financial. These are the three reasons designed or mentioned by international labor organizations, like why we need to implement health and safety in the workplace. Every day or any single day when there are people are coming to me for interview, I'm asking the questions. So the answer I'm getting is something that we need to save the people, we need to save the machines, we need to save this. They are okay, but the actual answer is only three reasons. We need to, there are three reasons to maintain health and safety in the workplace. And these reasons are moral, legal, and financial. So what moral, legal reasons means? Moral, we are human. As I mentioned, we are living in a community, in a civilized world, where we have to take care of ourselves. And I don't want that anyone get harmed, anyone get injured because of me. That is a moral responsibility. Being human, we need to ensure that peoples around us, environment around us, and community members around us are safe. We have to save them. One example, again, we think we are moving on a road and we found that there is some stones or some bricks or some material on the road where someone can get harm, like a vehicle maybe pass on that wooden piece, and maybe vehicle overturned, maybe get punctured, maybe anything happened. So what we are doing, we are just removing that thing from the road. We took it, throw it away. That is a moral responsibility. We show the duty of care, like we care about us and about others. This is simple and easiest thing which we can do, and we may save someone's life. For example, we are moving on the road and it's a daytime. We found one wood on the road or one big stone on the road, and we have eyes. We can see it. We notice it, and we just change the lane of our car and we move. But what if someone coming in the night? He cannot see that obstruction. He cannot see that wood or stone. So he might hit that and he might get an accident. So if we remove that one, that we perform a moral responsibility. We show a moral dignity. We did a duty of care. This is a moral reasons why we need to implement health and safety in the workplace. So simply, it's the right thing to do. Having staff or colleagues suffer injury as a result of their job is not acceptable. I will not accept that any one of my colleague get injured on the workplace during his work. So why legally it's important? Every government, every area, every country, region, they have certain set of government rules that organizations have to protect their workers. If they fail, government have the right to conduct inspections and audits on the workplace, and government have the right to put fine on the organization. They can ban them, they can cancel their license, they can put a court case on the company who is not fulfilling the requirements of uh, government or the authorities. For example, to make it very simple, driving a vehicle in any country required a license. If we don't have the license, then government or the police or the authorities, they have the right to give us fine. They have the right to shut down of our machine or our sorry of or our vehicle, our car, motorbike, etc. So that's why legally it's important that we should implement health and safety in the workplace. If we fail to implement health and safety in the workplace, government have the right. So to avoid any legal, to avoid any fine, any punishment, or any court process, we need to ensure that health and safety is being implemented in the workplace. Last but not the least is the financial reasons. Being a safety professional, we face a lot of incidents, accidents in the workplace. So we know that what is happening around. If there is an accident happen, just imagine we will lose the person. Maybe maybe person he lost his leg, his arm, his any body part. Maybe he get injured, maybe he get the equipment we are using got damaged. Then what will happen? The company need to hire new workers. They need to bring new machine. So the new worker will not give that production which an experienced person already given. So he is working smoothly. He is delivering 100 units of any product in a day. But new worker came. He need to get a training. He will be assigned for something. He will be assigned to get trainings, and he need to understand every process. It will take time. Organization have to train him. That is one loss for organization. This is a financial impact. Then they need to face the court. They need to conduct the incident investigation. Incident investigation is something big. Once there is an incident happened, we have to conduct investigation, a lot of meetings. We left all our job and all our activities, and we are participating in the incident investigation. So the time we spent in investigation is lost for company, because in that time we are doing something productive. But once we are doing incident investigation, there is nothing output, nothing productive in case of production, but we spent a lot of time. And maybe they need to pay the compensation. For example, if someone died in the workplace in UAE, and the organization have to pay maybe 1 million dirhams to the injured or to the dead person. If there is a body part damage, there is a certain amount which they have to pay. So it depends. It varies from country to country or region to region, but there is a compensation amount in each country, which organization or the company have to pay to the injured or to the dead person's family. So to avoid all of these things, all of these financial impacts, organization have to implement health and safety in the workplace. So once again, moral, legal, financial, this is very important. Just understand this one and keep it in your mind. Think about this: why morally, why financially, why legally we need to implement health and safety in the workplace. This is very simple and very important. So all of you, just I'm going to share the notes today, inshallah, immediately after the session, and all of you go through this one, read them and understand them. If there is any doubt, you have my WhatsApp number, my email, or any means of communication you can use. You can ask me any question in the group or individually. It's okay. I will try my best to answer every question. Okay, so we will finish our session for today here.